There's more money coming into the podcast space every year. Brands want to get in front of audiences that listen to podcasts. So in this video, we're telling you the secrets to getting your podcast monetized in 2023. Hi, I'm Maribel Quezada Smith. I'm a video and podcast producer. On the SquadCast channel, we share advice and how-tos for content creators. SquadCast is a remote recording platform that helps creators record video and audio in studio quality from anywhere in the world. Monetization is a huge topic, so we're splitting it up for you into parts 1 and 2. In this part 1 video, we're breaking down some key terminology around podcast monetization. In part 2, we'll get into more specifics on making it happen successfully, so stick around. Make sure you're subscribed to the SquadCast channel so you don't miss next week's video or the ones after that. Also, in this 2-part monetization series, we're covering sponsorships and advertisers. We won't be touching on Patreon or other membership models. That's for another time. Now let's get started. Before you begin monetizing, there are some things that you need to know. First, what does monetization even mean? Well, it can mean different things to different people. Maybe you want to make a few dollars just to say that you've made money from your podcast. Maybe you want to make enough money to offset the cost of production, say a couple $100 or $1,000 a month. Maybe you're looking to make an income to quit your job and be a full-time podcaster. Wouldn't that be nice? And maybe you're looking to become a wildly rich podcast person. That would be awesome. Before we go any further, make a mental note of those categories. Where do you see yourself? What kind of money do you want to make? Of course, this can change as your show evolves, but right now, where do you stand? Next, what download numbers do I need to have in order to monetize? There are rumors out there that you need 10,000 downloads per episode in order to monetize your podcast. Also, a lot of people then question 10,000 downloads after how long? Usually it's defined as 30 days after an episode drops. But let's put that rumor to rest. You can absolutely make money via your podcast before you hit those numbers. It again just depends on what kind of money you want to make and what kind of show you're making. For example, chat shows with your buddies are a dime a dozen. That's going to be hard to monetize. Hard, but not impossible. Never say never. But maybe you found a highly sought after niche topic and you're the best podcast in that category. Even if it's super niche, like solar power roofing technology, there's probably an audience for that. And one with spending power. Advertisers want to get in front of that audience. So even if you have 500 downloads per episode, you might have an advertiser who'd be happy making a sale to 2% of those listeners. Next, let's talk about pre, mid, and post-roll ads. These are the terms that you're gonna hear a lot when you negotiate ad slots on your show. There are other ways to monetize, member-supported options, for example. If that's the route that you choose to take for monetizing your show, you won't run traditional ads, but let's define some traditional advertising terms. A pre-roll is an ad that runs before your content. A mid-roll is an ad that runs in the middle of your content. And yes, you guessed it, a post-roll runs after your content. There's some flexibility there. For example, some people opt for the pre-roll to come after the cold open or intro, but before the main content within a show. Some people prefer the mid-roll to run a few times throughout the show, depending on how long the show is. And some people prefer the post-roll to come towards the end of the show, but before the credits. As a podcast publisher, you've got leverage. Your advertisers want to get in front of your audience. So it's your job to be the bridge between those two entities. So as I said before, you can monetize your show before you hit 10,000 downloads per episode, but you need to ask yourself if you want to, at every stage. You may decide that running ads on the show will inconvenience your listeners so much that you might lose them. So you might opt for a member-supported model. You might decide that you only do certain types of ads such as creative integrations rather than announcer-read because they're less intrusive. You've got choices to make when it comes to running ads on your show. Most importantly though, think about your audience. Think about serving them relevant, intriguing ads. Ads that won't make them want to automatically skip. Another thing you can leverage when discussing potential ad slots on your podcast is the length of the ads. Typically, ads are 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 60 seconds, or 90 seconds, of course. You'll hear ones that are in between all of these and some that go on and on and on. It's up to you to decide how long you want to run an ad for. You may be testing your audience's patience with a long ad, but an advertiser might love having that option. Again, it's a delicate balance. And how do you price these ads? That's a whole nother story, which I promise we'll get to. But for now, here's a teaser. CPM, cost per mil. Intentional cliffhanger. We talked a bunch about what monetization can look like, but we didn't really talk about how to find potential advertisers. That's what we'll cover in the next video, part 2 of this monetization series. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. For now, feel free to let us know in the comments where you're at in terms of your monetization journey. Are you currently making money from your show? Do you want to? We can't wait to chat. As always, hit us up on social media by searching for SquadCast FM. Thanks for watching and happy monetizing.